and welcome to Tools to Create a Better Life with myself, Glenyce Hughes. Thank you so much for being here. I am so incredibly grateful for you. I'm laughing a little bit because if you're watching this on video, I have a cup in front of me. It's one of my cups and it says fuck, and it has a whole bunch of places you could put a check mark like fuck you, fuck this, fuck it, fuck a doodle doo. However, as I'm sitting here, I'm wondering, I'm not sure it's going to read correctly in the video. So I just started to giggle as I hit record. Had to share that with you. Okay, what are we going to talk about today? Tools to clear secret agendas. Now, I have done radio shows on secret agendas before. We will link them somewhere for you if you want to check them out. And in a very recent class that I had with Access Consciousness, the Certified Facilitator Training in February of 2022, they spoke about secret agendas a little bit, and I did what I do. If there's a certain energy on something, I go and I do a little bit more research in it, just to be a little bit more aware. Oh my gosh, I really am getting secret agendas on a level like I've never got before. It's amazing. Truly, this is something I have been clearing and playing with for years and years and years, probably ever since I started using the tools from Access Consciousness, which has been 11 years. So it's been a long time. And still, there's still so much to receive about it. So I wanted to do this show basically based on something that I read in the reference materials. So if you're not familiar, reference materials are things you can purchase from Access Consciousness after you take Foundation and then after you take the Choice of Possibilities class. And it's all of the stuff that has been in the manuals all of the years. So what I don't recommend you doing, because I did this back in 2012, is printing it all off. I had binders and binders and binders of pages. Instead, keep them on your devices as PDFs and they're easy to search. Anyway, lesson learned. So what I read and what I want to just talk about here that's why I have my computer with me, is I want to share directly from it to make sure that I get it correct as I'm sharing it. But what I want to talk about first is like, what are secret agendas? What the heck are you talking about, Glenyce? Really, they're things that we decide, they're decisions we make, and then we're never able to change that. So something as simple as, let's say, you decided you don't like the color blue. Maybe you were in another life and you decided you don't like the color blue. Then you're not able to receive from blue or anything around blue or even start to like the color blue based on that secret agenda. Now, of course, that's kind of a silly example because it's just a color. What does it matter? Except this is every area of our life. Every area. We have secret agendas with money. We have secret agendas with people. We have secret agendas with our body. We have secret agendas with giving. And so this is what I wanted to share with you. So Gary Douglas says, secret agendas of giving are what stop us from receiving. If any part of your life is not abundant, you are giving something as a way not to receive. You're giving something as a way not to receive. This was huge for me when I read that. Just looking at my life of how much, and especially prior to using these tools from Access Consciousness, how much I would give and give and give. And then I would be resentful, and then I would make the other person wrong, and then I would make myself wrong because I made the other person wrong. Like, you get the insanity of this. But really, how much are we giving to not receive? And what if it's not about just receiving either? What if it's the gifting and the receiving and the receiving and the gifting? And so in this reality, we have what's called give and take. So I give you something and I take something from you, or I give you something, you take something from me, like whatever way it is. That's very unnatural for us. If you're listening to this or you're watching this, it's a very unnatural energy for us. What is natural for us is gifting and receiving, which is what Gary's talking about here. When we have a secret agenda with giving, we're doing the give and take rather than the gifting and the receiving. The gifting and the receiving is where we don't even know who the gifter is and who the receiver is. So I always use this as an example when I talk about gifting and receiving. It's this podcast, it's the radio show. For me, is the best example I have of gifting and receiving, although I probably have many more, but it's the best example because people would say, well, you're giving us this information, you're giving us content, and we're taking it from you, or however you want to see it, like that energy. But it's like, no, for me, the reason I've done this show, the reason that I've done this show since 2013, like, oh my gosh, is because as I'm gifting you this information, I'm receiving more. As you receive this information, you're gifting to me. Who's the gifter? Who's the receiver? I'm not sure. So it's a totally different energy than the giving and taking. And if you've ever listened to a podcast or a radio show or watched a video where the person is doing give and take, it's not that fun to listen to because there is this funky energy of, I'm giving you this, but now I must take from you. Like, some people do maybe a video to invite them to an offer that they have. And I always share my offers in here. Again, if you've been here for a while, you know I do this. But it's from this place of, hey, here's what I've got going on, and I'd love you to come and play, but I'm not doing this, so you will come to that. So that's an example of give and take. I will give you some content, and then I will have then you will come to my stuff. That's not going to last. That would not excite me to do a radio show every week for that. That just doesn't have the energy. It's that gifting and receiving that we're looking for. And if we have secret agendas with giving, then gifting and receiving would be very difficult. So let me run this clearing that Gary has also in this section. So what secret agenda of giving do you have to maintain the limitations of receiving you currently have, that no one is allowed to perceive, know, be, and receive? Everything that is, we destroyed and created all times a godzillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, POD, POC, shorts, boys, and beyonds. That is the clearing statement from Access Consciousness. If you're not familiar, you can go to theclearingstatement.com to find out all about how it works. What secret agenda of giving do you have to maintain the limitations of receiving you currently have, that no one is allowed to perceive, know, be, and receive? Everything that is, we destroy and uncreated all times a godzillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, POD, POC, shorts, boys, and beyonds. What secret agenda of giving do you have that maintain the limitations of receiving you currently have, that no one is allowed to perceive, know, be, and receive? Everything that is, we destroy and uncreated all times a godzillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, POD, POC, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Yeah. So really, I mean, we're talking about this in the sense of giving and receiving, and we have secret agendas in anywhere in our life where there isn't that flow, where there isn't what we would like it to be like. There's secret agendas there. And it's kind of difficult to put words to them in that sense. Like I gave the example of the blue book to kind of give you an idea, but like that's such a limited way of the secret agendas we have. I mean, even if you have, one of the things that was talked about in the certified facilitator training that Dane said was, if you are making other people wrong, that's a secret agenda. So how often do we do that? Now, maybe that's not really loud in your world, but how about making you wrong? Yeah, that's a secret agenda too. Yeah, like it's everywhere. It's everywhere. So the number one tool, really, not that I usually put them in order or anything like that, and would say that this would be where you want to start, is basically a fill in the blank clearing. And this is one of the things that I love from Access Consciousness, is they create these energetic clearings that are really simple to use because we can just fill in the blank with whatever thing we have going on. So I'm going to read it to you again to make sure that I get it correct. What secret agenda with blank? So this is where you would put in whatever it is, with making myself wrong, with spending all my money, with hating my body. Again, whatever you got going on in there. So what secret agenda with blank do you have that maintains and entrains what you cannot change, choose, and institute? So after the word institute, basically you want to put in what you would like it to be like. So I'm going to use an example from the reference materials, again about receiving. So what secret agenda for never having the joy of receiving do you have that maintains and entrains what you cannot change, choose, and institute as joyful living? Everything that is, we destroy and uncreate it all times a godzillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, 𝘗𝘳𝘯𝘗𝘰𝘯𝘦𝘯, 𝘗𝘗𝘳𝘰𝘨𝘳𝘗𝘗𝘕 boys and beyonds. So you're basically just following it up with the opposite of what you're clearing, of what basically what you would like it to be. And so it's 2 spots in that clearing to fill in the blank. Now, if you didn't know this already, you can get the show notes to this. You can go to the webpage where the radio show is, which is just 𝘗𝘗𝘰𝘨�Հughes.com. You'll see radio show. Click that. You can go to this week's and the show notes are underneath, or they are emailed to you every Sunday if you're on my list. So if you're not on my list, there'll be a link somewhere to get on my list to access these every Sunday in your email, or if you prefer, just go to the webpage and you can access them there to find these clearings and the blank one, so that you can start using this really to start changing all of the secret agendas that they're secret. You're not aware of them. The only way we become aware of them is to recognize something isn't the way we would like it to be. We just know we have secret agendas there. Now, the other clearing that you might not be familiar with, or you might be depending on how much you've been playing with these tools from Access, is what jails are you using? So jails is an acronym: judgments, agendas, inventions, and lies. So that's another great clearing to use. What jails are you using to create the dominance of E=mc², creating the blank you are choosing? So you can keep it really simple like that. And it's the same idea. It's clearing all of those energies, including the agendas. But if you want to specifically clear the secret agendas, then this clearing works really well. And it's basically, again, just to fill in the blank. You could write them down. You could record yourself on audio. On my phone, which is an iPhone, I use, oh gosh, I believe it's called Voice Record Pro. We'll have a link below with it, or I'm not sure that we can even link to it. But basically what you're looking for when you want to do that is a record, like an app that you can record to, and then you can loop it. So you can hit play and tell it to not stop until you tell it to stop. That's what you want. So when we talk in Access about clearing loops, that's what we're doing. We're looping the clearing over and over and over for greater and greater and greater clearing. We'll also put a link to all of the clearings that I sell. I sell a lot of ones that are specifically things I've worked on and changed. They're called my personal clearing loops because that's what they are, my personal clearing loops that I've put into a way that you could listen to them. So we'll have a link with that too. It's basically what you're doing is clearing all of the energies with whatever it is you're filling in the blanks with. Now, if you really wanted to keep it super simple, maybe this is almost like too much and you can't even, then start just every time you recognize something isn't the way you would like it to be, I destroy and uncreate all of the secret agendas I have with this right now. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, 𝘗𝘳𝘯𝘗𝘗𝘰𝘨𝘳𝘗𝘕 and beyonds. So you can keep it super, super simple like that also. Now, the other thing that you want to start asking, if this is something you would like to become more aware of, is what is my secret agenda here? Now, we're not necessarily looking for the words to explain what our secret agenda is. It's just bringing to light, one, we're acknowledging we have a secret agenda in whatever we're dealing with. And two, it'll start to create more space for you to be able to choose something different. So anytime we acknowledge something, it changes everything. And this is what you're looking to do with this, is get out of this is the way it is, right? Like maybe you've never liked the color blue and it never made sense to you. And maybe your roommate wanted to paint the house blue because they loved blue and you got in a big fight and you haven't talked to them since. This might start to make a little bit of sense. Now, again, we're not saying that this is always what's going on. It's just probably a lot of the stuff that doesn't make sense to you. The things that are like, what in the hell is going on here? Or a question that I really catch myself asking and change it when I do, but what the hell's wrong with me? Not a question to ask, my sweet friends. Please don't ask that question. That's not a question. But that is the energy often when we're operating from secret agendas. That's often what's going on, because those secret agendas are secret. So we're avoiding the color blue. We're fighting with people who want to paint, the house blue, and we're ending friendships because of it. What the hell's wrong with me? No. What secret agenda do I have here? Or what secret agendas? It's probably not just one. It's probably many of them. The other thing that secret agendas do is they eliminate everything that could contribute. Yeah, right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, POD, POC, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Because again, what if blue could contribute to us? If we've got a secret agenda that we hate blue, we're not allowing it to contribute because we've resisted it. We've pushed it out of our world. That fits for so many other things. That look at your life where you're in resisting and reacting, or aligning and agreeing where you're making something right or you're making it wrong. Those are secret agendas. Because the only thing that's natural for us is to have no point of view. I know it doesn't often feel natural. It feels more natural to have the point of view. But really, that's only because of what we've surrounded ourselves with and what goes on the planet, that it seems natural, but it's not natural. What's natural is not having a point of view. So when you have a point of view, you want to recognize that, oh my gosh, what secret agendas do I have here? Or all of the secret agendas I have here, I destroy and uncreate them all. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, POD, POC, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Or you can just say POC and POD. You can shorten the clearing statement too if all of those words are too many. And any choice or decision that you make that eliminates your awareness is where you have a secret agenda. So this would be if you only fly on a certain airline. So let's say you have points with, I have points with Star Alliance, even though I haven't flown in a few years. I get points when I fly on Star Alliance flights. So Air Canada is one of them. I'm Canadian, so it's one when we're traveling long distances. That's usually the airline we would take, because that's usually the airline that goes those places from where we live. But if I'm operating from a secret agenda to only collect points, this is my guide in life, is I must collect the most airline points that I can, then I'm not aware of if a different airline would actually create greater. I've shut that down. I've now got a secret agenda to only fly with Air Canada or with Star Alliance partners. That shuts out, I don't know how many airlines there are in the world and how many are Star Alliance, but that shuts out a lot of airlines. So that's what Gary's talking about with this information, is to start recognizing those places where you're saying this, not this, or only this, never this. Those, and it can be the certain people you hang out, the certain places you live, the airlines you travel, the food you eat, all the things. Those are all become secret agendas. And think about it. We've lived trillions of lifetimes, which means we potentially have way more secret agendas running our life than what's actually possible, which is the awareness and space and infinite choice. If there's anywhere in your life where you don't feel like you have choice, all the secret agendas I have here, I destroy and uncreate them all. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, POD, POC, shorts, boys, and beyonds. You get the idea. In the reference materials alone, when I just searched the word secret, I can't even remember how many out of, let me just see. No, it's not there. It was thousands of times in the one document, and it was only one document I was looking at that it had been utilized. Now, again, it's not something we talk about as much anymore, and yet there's a lot there. At least there was for me. Now, this may not read for you at all. Chances are, if you're still listening, it does. So you want to be using that clearing and that fill in the blank clearing of. Because that's the other thing, and so, you know, I've said this clearing a million times. What I also know, and I've seen it in other people, and I've certainly seen it in myself, where I read something or I hear something, and then when I repeat it, it's not actually the same. So then it's like, what secret agendas do I have with that information that I'm twisting it a little bit? And you might have seen that, you know, if you're familiar with the Access Consciousness clearing statement, there's been people along the way that have went in and added words or taken out words or changed it up. And it's like, okay, and cool. I mean, that's a choice that they have. It's just interesting. I wonder what secret agendas they have with the clearing statement. Anyway, it's just interesting. So this is why I'm going back to my book and reading it to you to ensure that I don't have secret agendas with clearing secret agendas. So what secret agenda with blank do you have that maintains and entrains what you cannot change, choose, and institute blank? So again, at the institute piece, that's where you'd put what you would like. What secret agenda with never enough money do you have that maintains and entrains what you cannot change, choose, and institute as way more money than you could spend and never enough, as if by magic? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, POD POC, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Yes, and again, we'll link to the other secret agenda. I know for sure there's one show that I did. I've probably talked about it in other shows, but one specifically on secret agendas years and years ago. So we'll link to that if you'd like more information about this stuff. Now, I would love to invite you to some awesomeness that I've got coming up, depending on when you listen to this. We are going to be running a clearing for 30 days, 30 times a day, and it's all about being hideously successful. Yes, so we start that March 2nd, 2022. And of course, it's available for purchase afterwards too. You can always find it in my store. And then on March 8th, we are going to do a 6-week book club on the projections, expectations, separations, judgments, rejections, the Pez Juniors. It's a book by Gary Douglas that really does a deep dive into more of this, really. Secret agendas, projections, expectations, all of those are all mixed up, and we will go through that. We'll have 2 Zooms a week. So we'll cover one chapter over 2 Zooms each week for 6 weeks. So that starts March 8th, I believe. You can check out the link if you want more information. So would love to have you come play, my sweet friends. I also have a free gift for you. You can go and check out the Magical Money Tricks. There's a video and a PDF with 5 questions that you can ask, and then some wallpaper for your phone that you can put with my #1 question to actualize money as if by magic. So that is, you'll find the link to go and access that too. Yes. So I wonder what we could create if we allowed all of these secret agendas to be gone as if by magic. Yeah, anything that doesn't allow that, right, wrong, good, bad, all 9, POD POC, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Have a great week, sweet friends, and I look forward to chatting again next week.